Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time zone that you are in. First of all, I would like to extend my special gratitude to Professor Ona for giving us the great prerogative to each one of us by celebrating National Female Civility Day and for allowing each one of us to enhance the perception of each other globally. We are extremely grateful for your leadership, for your passion, and for your advocacy for gender equality. I want to talk to all women today about the resilience and the leadership in the face of adversity. So the challenges of today do not stop us from achieving our dreams for tomorrow. Let me tell you a story about a woman whom I met at SOS Village in Islamabad. It was the spring of 2022 when I first met her. Her life truly inspires me every single day, and there is a reason behind it. And her name is Prabi. She came from extreme poverty. When she was only 20 years old, her husband passed away. She had to go through this sad demise in her life. And she was extremely concerned for her children because her husband passed away due to the lung cancer and he was the primary breadwinner of the family, which meant that her children could not pursue further education anymore. And that was something that was making her extremely fearful of her future. In fact, in one single night, her life turned upside down. Now, there were simple two options for Parveen. First option was to accept the reality and choose to accept that poverty was the future with which she was supposed to embrace that. And the second option that was out there for her was to show courage, to stand up for her children and for the livelihood of her children and her loved ones. Now imagine what she did. She chose the second option. Because according to her, that was the bestest choice while being in her shoes. Because that was the only option through which she could take care of her children. And that option or that moment and that decision became the turning point for Parveen and her entire life. To make both ends meet, she was introduced to SOS Village by the family, where she was taking care of the household responsibilities as a domestic worker. She became the caregiver at SOS Village, where she not only got shelter for herself and her family members, but started taking care of other children alongside her own children who were orphans. She cooked food for them, she stitched clothes for them, she did embroidery and eventually made enough money. Now, her children started getting the education free of cost within the village. She took help from the same SOS Village for other orphans, widows, divorced women, and disabled females from her community and provided them shelter. Now, I will never forget this when I first met her and I asked her when she was telling me the story. And when I asked her what motivated her, and I still remember her response. She said, she was very gentle in her response, and she said, I totally refuse to be another victim of the circumstances. I've seen too many women around me whose future and destiny is defined by others. I want to change the future for my children and my loved ones. And I can simply not accept the destiny chosen by others. Now that, my friends, is the authentic and selfless leadership, where she did not even consider the future of her children, but also in her capacity and influence the livelihood of all the children, women, orphans, widows in her community. She truly exemplifies the impact of economic empowerment and the independence it brings. Parveen's story is also a proof that by improving our skills, by improving our capabilities, by improving our situations, we can create a better future, not only for ourselves, but for so many people around us. It's a ripple effect and it begins from us. Now, here is the good news. Each one of you here today and watching this video already is a leader. By virtue of your presence, you could be doing anything today, but you chose to invest in womanhood, in your communities, and most importantly, in your own self. That means you already have strength to pave your own path. You have the courage to take the ownership of your destiny and definitely make a bigger difference. I admire you all so much for recognizing the power of your voice, but the fact that we all are here also means that we have an equal responsibility, because we are standing in for all those women around us who don't have voices, or whose voices are not being heard, or who are not fortunate enough to make life choices and somebody else takes the advantage of making those choices for them. Women who haven't been given opportunity. And I know it's hard, because when I grew up, I really had big dreams. Dreams many people told me were unachievable, especially because I was a girl. But I was so blessed to have a family that encouraged me every single day and encouraged me to reach for the stars and inculcated in me the values and the work ethic that gave me confidence to believe that I could do anything. I set my mind, irrespective of my gender. My parents helped me understand very early in life that by taking charge of my own future, I could start to have an impact on my surroundings. You see, it all starts with you. You don't need a million followers on Instagram or on social media to make that difference for you. All you need is your own heart and your own soul to drive that commitment with passion. No act is too small, no age is too young, and when we rise together, remember, amazing things happen. Just look at the global female civility leadership. It's a perfect example of the platform that has given us this opportunity to be together and to create that bigger influence and impact. Economies have been brought to their knees, but you remain steadfast in your pursuit of female economic empowerment. You can do all of this if you commit to it. There is nothing you can't do. Your potential is limitless. I know you are all watching and now asking this question: what can I do? Sure, I will do that too, but what is it that I can do? Now here's the stuff. Let's have a courage to share our voice and opinion fearlessly. Let's demand the change we want to see in the world, so that the next generation of women don't have to fight similar fights that they had way before us, that they fought for us, and which is why we are here today, sitting in number of workplaces, and because of them they were able to normalize things for us. We don't think about it. Now it's our turn to do the same for the future generation of women. If all of you have a voice, and hope that you use it for all the women who can't, for all the women who haven't been given the same opportunities as us in life. Opportunity isn't fairly distributed. Let's agree to that. But if each one of us raises our voice and speaks out, we will build a world where no woman is silenced because of who she is. So let's push the boundaries. Let's be the courageous, starting right now and starting with you. I will end my discussion with the quote by Sheryl Sandberg. It's hard to visualize someone as a leader if she's always waiting to be told what to do. With this message that I will leave for you to contemplate, I would like to say thank you very much